Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It is Christian Nicole and I'm so glad to see you again. So to continue on in my how to win at online dating or how to be successful with online dating, my series, I'm going to also be talking about attachment styles. So that way, as you go along and navigating your way through the internet and these dating apps trying to figure out who you like, maybe you can change some things up. Sometimes we find ourselves dating people with different faces, but they have the same characteristics as the last person, and we wonder why we feel love starved. Or sometimes we wonder why people pursue us and they have all this love to give us, but even though love is good, we can't really receive it all because we feel like we're trapped or we feel like we're closed in. There are different attachment styles for different types of individuals, and the more you know about yourself, this is why I talk about self-work, the more you work on yourself and you know yourself intimately, then you can begin to choose wisely what type of individuals you can let in your inner circle, and even friends, and then of course talking about a significant other. So with that being said, we're going to get right into it. Pay attention, take notes, and rewind. Before we begin, also I'd like for you to go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about individuals who suffer from fear of enmeshment. Okay, our typical reaction to intimacy is to run or push away. Intimacy scares us. It's not something we learn to accept or deal with in a healthy way because chances are we were smothered by it. Not real intimacy, mind you, but neediness disguised as love and attentiveness. So we learned that intimacy means loss of freedom, emotional incest, crossed boundaries, and too much of the wrong kind of attention. In order for us to learn how to deal with our fear of enmeshment, we need to get your pens out because it's time to take notes. Number one, trust that we can set our own boundaries and that others do not determine what level of intimacy we can handle. We do. Two, believe in our own sense of autonomy and that love does not have to feel overwhelming or claustrophobic. Three, date people who don't smother us, demand too much attention from us, or make us feel closed in, overanalyzed, or overwhelmed. When that happens, we are more apt to not be so afraid and thus can open up and get a little closer to those who we ultimately want to become intimate with, right? We can surround ourselves with people who allow us our alone time. Some people really need alone time. Like some people like to be like that. And some people need to be like, okay, we're close. This is good. Now I got to go do me for a little bit, Surround ourselves with people who allow us our alone time. When we are with people who recognize our need for alone time, it sets a safe boundary for us. When we feel safe, we're able to come out of our shell, so to speak, and feel rejuvenated and clear-headed. Okay, another one, which I believe this is number 5, avoid love addicts. So this is my advice to you. If you are somebody who knows that you're very independent, like myself, you work very well alone, and your experiences with love have kind of been okay, and there are some childhood things going around with that too. That's okay. You can always work on yourself. But you need to know that if you're going to date, you should not date someone who is a love addict or who is starved for love, because it's going to make you feel closed in. It's going to make you feel unsafe and like you have no control. Trust me. Okay. All right. So yeah, it says do not, people who suffer from enmeshment are attracted to love addicts, possibly the parents who raised them, but need to date someone who has a far greater understanding and tolerance for space. Love addicts do not. I, in the past, have dated people who, and this is not a bad thing, but I didn't know because I was in my 20s. I dated people who were absolutely crazy about me. And that's what you want. You want someone to be absolutely madly head over heels for you. You want them to want you. However, these people would get offended when I would say, I need space. Or I'm going to go here, you go here, or I'll call you in a couple days. Now, we're not engaged. We're not, we're not married. We've only been dating for a short while. And I get it. Like dating someone can feel like brand new and you just need to rip the wrapping off the present, so to speak, as far as like just getting all the love you can get from that individual. But if you freak that person out with your ability to just love so much, it will drive that person away. That's just how it works. Okay, let's see. Explore healthy levels of deeper intimacy with someone who does not threaten our freedom. What that means is that even though you may be scared of deeper intimacy, getting closer and more involvement, try to take baby steps to closeness with someone you feel comfortable with. So coming back to my own reality, when someone is interested in me, I tell them ahead of time. I move very slow. While somebody's on the phone talking about, well, I would love to be cuddled up with you. I would love to be laid up with you. I just want to touch you. For me, it's like, okay, guess what? Because we're possibly going to date at some point, that's going to be a given, but it does freak me out. And I know you're like, how are you giving us dating advice? This right here is not advice. This is letting you know about attachment styles so that you can better pick a mate or someone to date. So listen, I know where my boundaries are, where my strengths are, and things that I shouldn't touch. But this right here, because I can relate to some of these things being said, I want to let you know that I'm just like you. I deal with stuff and I know myself. So I have to create boundaries and say, hey, we need to take it very slowly. I really want to really get to know you. We don't have to move fast at all because I'm here. I'm not going anywhere unless you force me to. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's go back. So let's see. Getting closer and more involvement to try to take baby steps to closeness with someone you feel comfortable with. If you feel safe with someone, generally speaking, but an argument or an intimate moment makes you want to run, sit with it for a moment, right? Just let it marinate. Go into a separate room, get some breathing time to think and be alone. Ask yourself, is it a real or an imagined threat? When we give ourselves time to be alone and figure things out, we're more able to deal, we are able to deal more healthy in situations. So that's all I have for this one. This is the character called Fear of Enmeshment. Again, I will put the clinical term down here or clinical diagnosis right here or whatever the therapist calls it. So that way you can know your attachment style and you can move forward being confident that, okay, now I have some work to do. I got some things to think about, and now I can proceed with caution moving forward now that I know my attachment style. So if you like this video and you want more content like this, go ahead, like I said, give me a like, a thumbs up, and go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell below for notifications because I will be uploading regularly. Thanks for watching so much, everyone. God bless. See you later.